Folks, we're going to go over all the details to date here live on Nerd Report about the Nancy Guthrie abduction case. Plus, there's been an arrest. It's not really a person of interest, at least I don't think so. But there's also a press conference we're going to go over, and also if any other breaking news comes on in, we will be reporting and discussing it with you. So stick around here for this edition of Live Nerd Report every weekday at 3 p.m. Y'all, let's go. Hi, folks. This is Lewis here with Nerd Report. Welcome in. Hit that one if you got notified. Hit that one if you got notified. Let me know what country, city, or state you're watching from. And this case is just terrifying, and I'm curious to see what you all think. There has been an arrest. Unfortunately, I don't think it's the person that is responsible for the alleged abduction. Now, I am going to say everything is alleged, because there's a lot of constant moving parts. There's actually members of the independent press that has been called out for fake news or getting things wrong. And I want to be very careful, because when I mention someone, or if anyone mentions anyone, there's always a group that thinks they are guilty no matter what, even if they clear their name. So there is an arrest that did happen. This is a person, Nancy Guthrie abduction. Feds arrest man who allegedly texts family about Bitcoin. Now, this is via TMZ. Finally, an arrest in the Nancy Guthrie kidnapping, but it's not one of the who captured her. Okay, so this sucks, because we want to know exactly. We want to come in here, like I said, and get the good news that she was. She's home safe and everything like that. So, but again, there is an arrest, allegedly someone that sent in the ransom note. And, folks, a scale of 1 to 10, how stupid could you be? All right. What's up, everybody in the chat? How stupid could you be sending sending a ransom note? Scale of 1 to 10 right now. How dumb could you be? And thinking you're not going to get caught? Please, man. So yeah, it's sad. Finally, an arrest here. It's a guy the feds claim sent a text message to Nancy's family asking them about Bitcoin. Oh my gosh, really? This is a 10, right? This is a scale of 1 to 10. How stupid could you be with a ransom note? Like, everything's digital, bro. Like, I'm sure people are watching what you're texting on the phone right now. The FBI says that they don't believe the guy has any connection. Wait. The FBI says they don't believe the guy has any connection to the ransom note? What? I don't get it. Is it the guy that did the ransom note or not? According to new legal docs obtained by TMZ, the feds say that a Los Angeles man named, I'm not going to name him, because who knows, man. It's probably not even him, but in 10 minutes. Did you get the Bitcoin? We waiting on our end of the transition. Did the guy get arrested or not? The FBI say the texts were sent Wednesday, shortly after today's anchor Savannah Guthrie uploaded a video of her siblings making a plea to Nancy's captures. In the video, Savannah mentioned the ransom note, begging for proof of life, and said that they were ready to talk. Now, from what I understand, there were a couple of how would I say, ransom notes. Am I wrong, folks? Let me know in the comments. You all that are way more intelligent than I am, let me know in the comments. Were there a couple more ransom notes? And as you guys get in here, there apparently the reports are there has been an arrest, but it's not anyone who captured or who is responsible for Nancy, as far as I can tell right now. But things are constantly evolving. There were 2 notes, right? Emily, thanks for that input. Okay, so TMZ was sent a random note on Tuesday that demanded millions of dollars in Bitcoin in exchange for Nancy's safe return and set two deadlines. We forwarded the note to law enforcement, and now the FBI is divulging certain details. Now, I did see these 2 guys talk, and apparently whoever sent the note had some details, at least according to these guys, and stuff. So it looks like it's whoever got arrested now is, I don't know if it's a TMZ person. I don't know if it's the one that sent the letter to the TMZ. I guess MSN got another. Who else got the other ransom note? To be clear, the criminal complaint against the person who they caught, the FBI says the text messages he alleged sent Nancy's family have not been linked to the ransom demand. Let me read that again. I'm so confused here. So the person used the viral phone number for tips to send the ransom note? Is that what happened? She, according to the FBI, admits to send the 2 text messages and told investigators he pulled family information from a cyber website and had been following the Guthrie kidnapping in the media. All right, let's check and see what the hell the press conference is saying. So this guy's not involved, or gal's not involved? You don't trust TMZ? Do you guys trust TMZ? Yes. Now, I do want to say, include what Emily's saying, because there's a lot to take in. There is, according to this press conference right here, I believe I heard it. We're going to go over it again. 5 o'clock is the deadline for one of the ransom notes. All right. 5 o'clock is the deadline for one of the ransom notes. All right. So does that mean Arizona time? That is 2 hours from now, folks. Actually, that is 2 hours from now. So you guys don't believe TMZ's thing? Let's get to the bottom of it. Again, I emphasize everything I report here is speculation. I don't know. Things are evolving constantly. I'm going to try not to name anyone, no suspects or anything like that, because there's this big situation going on right now where one of the reporters, one of the journalists alluded to someone being a suspect. We did not run that name. If you guys follow Nerd Report, we wait till the last minute to name any names, any suspects, or anything like that. Everyone's innocent until proven guilty. That's the way we roll here. There's no point in lying for clicks, man.
Will that be better if you guys do that? And I'll just do that.
I'm going to try to get as many, if not all of you, an opportunity to ask a question. But last time we tried this, it was just kind of chaotic, people yelling. So I'd ask that you just kind of be patient with me.
Thank you.
Pay attention to questions asked.
By the way, thank you for being a member for 39 months. This family doesn't deserve this. No, yeah, man. Thoughts and prayers for the family.
Sometimes you guys want to ask the same question twice, and you get the same answer. So help yourself. Get what you can out of this. I'm going to give you one question and a follow-up, okay? But before we get there, I do have some comments. First of all, I want to begin by offering our condolences to our partners at the state Department of Public Safety's tragically lost 2 members last night in a helicopter crash up in northern Arizona. So if you would keep them in your prayers, Colonel Glover and his team, I'm sure, would greatly appreciate it. Along the same lines, I think you all saw last night, I'm trying to speak up, not yell, because apparently I talk soft. We saw last night the family, they just hurt, understandably so. And so I really want you to know this entire team here, those behind me, and our community are hurting with you. We really just want Mom back.
Facts.
Right now, we believe Nancy is still out there.
Folks, do you think she's out there? I actually do. I do think she's out there. Of course, I only know what you guys are reading, but I think she's out there. What do you guys think? Scale of 1 to 10. Do you think she's out there?
We want her home. Our department, the Sheriff's Department, along with all of our partners at the FBI, have been working around the clock. And we just want her home and find a way to get to the bottom of all of this, just as you do.
All right. If you just got here, hit that 1. Let me know where you're watching from. We're live. This is Nerd Report. Do me a solid. Follow us on YouTube. We need YouTube. And right now, a lot of people are watching us on X and kick.com, Nerd Report on all those. We're on Rumble and everything. Since people are asking for the update, these are all allegations and stuff. We have a press conference that happened earlier. We're going over that right now. There's been an arrest. Unfortunately, it's not someone who is responsible for the alleged kidnapping, right? It is apparently it's the ransom note person. All right, someone that said sent one of the ransom notes. Now I asked you all here, scale of 1 to 10, how dumb is it to send a ransom note digitally? Like, what movies are you watching? Anyways, your input's welcome.
But I have other partners out there who have stepped up, and you've probably noticed them in the last few days, if not the last few hours, and you're going to see more of that. I've made a decision to contact our PCRIT team, and those of you not local, that's our Pima Regional Critical Incident Team. It's made up of law enforcement officers from this entire valley. Pasquayaki Police Department, Tucson Police Department, Marana Police Department, Oro Valley Police Department, Pima College Police Department, this is Tucson International Police Department, Sarita Police Department. There's so many of them, and they are going to help us tremendously. And that's really done because we have so much in front of us.
And I like the sheriff, folks. What do you guys think of the sheriff? I do like him as a person, but I think it feels like he's overwhelmed. What do you guys think? Does he seem overwhelmed?
And we're hoping that, I know the FBI has committed a very large number of men and women to partner with us, work side by side with us. We go do an interview, they're going to be there with us. We're going to go look at some evidence or process evidence, they're going to be right there with us. We're sharing every piece of information, all the data we can to get this thing solved. And it's important that my partners in law enforcement know and understand their roles, because it is very large, complex investigation with a lot of moving parts. And we're at that phase now where sometimes we're waiting, right? We're waiting for analysis. We're waiting for lab reports. But even then, when they come back quickly, for example, some DNA, we rushed what we thought was the best target for DNA. We did a rush through and got some of that back.
He has also said things and then retracted it. Did you all notice that? That he said stuff and then retracted?
The results were minimal. I think you all know the blood on the porch. That was one we did.
Welcome in, Mod
It
Squad.
came back to Nancy. That's what we know. But there's still more items that have been submitted. We just haven't got them back yet. But in the meantime, we're not just sitting on our haunches waiting. We do have a number of leads coming in, and that's why we brought in the FBI for one, but PCRIT as well, to be able to get out there and handle these leads as they come in as quickly and as expeditiously as we can. And every single lead is looked at, every one of them. And so we're gearing up. You probably have some questions about what you've seen in the last couple of days. I'll gladly answer those at that time. But it really is about getting our partners out there. To be fair, when we went to that scene the first night, Saturday night, it was just us. Since then, the FBI and others have asked, can we go and see it as well? And that's what you've been seeing. But it is a...
Folks, I want to, as we watch this and stuff, and I know you all have been following the situation, do you feel that Nancy's alive? I really do. Do you all feel there's hope here? I do. I personally do. But what do you guys think?
Very important case to not just me and my team, but this entire community, all of our law enforcement partners. Suspects. I know there's been a lot out there about suspects, and I want
Let's
to
talk
be
about the
very
suspects.
clear.
Check this out.
At this time, we have not identified a suspect or a person of interest in this case.
There you go. No suspect, no person of interest as of 2 hours ago. All right. Folks, if you are on, if you do me a favor, folks, let Andy at Popcorn Planet know that I am live. Let him know that I am live covering this. He wants to raid, so we're going to appreciate that audience to raise awareness for Nerd Report. So as of right now, there are no, let him know in his chat. As of right now, there are no suspects. They want to officially tell us, but remember, a lot of times they don't want to mess up the investigation. Do you feel, the audience here, do you feel they know more and they're not telling us? That's the question. Do you feel they know more and they're not telling us? Depends on why she was abducted. Let me see right here.
Sitting on our haunches waiting. Trying to speak up, not yell, because apparently I talk soft. We saw last night the family. They just hurt. Understandably so. And so I really want you to know this entire team here, those behind me, and our community are hurting with you. We really just want Mom back.
Yeah.
Okay? Right now, we believe Nancy is still out there. We want her home. Our department, the Sheriff's Department, along with all of our partners at the FBI, have been working around the clock. And we just want her home and find a way to get to the bottom of all of this, just as you do. But I have other partners out there who have stepped up, and you've probably noticed them in the last few days, if not the last few hours, and you're going to see more of that. I've made a decision to contact our PCRIT team, and those of you not local, that's our Chemo Regional Critical Incident Team. It's made up of law enforcement officers from this entire...
He's calling for reinforcements. I mean, he's trying, but I felt like the press conferences aren't really giving us much, or we want to hear that they found her. Right? We want to hear that they found her. That's what anything besides that, people are disappointed. I feel. Am I wrong?
Valley, Pasquayaki Police Department, Tucson Police Department, Marana Police Department, Oro Valley Police Department, Pima College Police Department, Tucson International.
Now, Ashley has a good point. I think her medication plays a critical role, and she's been almost 5 days. I think it is 5 days today. Disappeared. So there were some people discussing that you could buy the medicine over the counter. Does anyone know that? Do you know that, Ann Rasmussen?
Police Department, Sarita Police Department, so many of them, and they are going to help us tremendously. And that's really done because we have so much in front of us still, and we're hoping that, you know, I know the FBI has committed a very large number of men and women to partner with us, work side by side with us. We go do an interview, they're going to be there with us.
Yeah.
We're going to go look at some evidence or process evidence. They're going to be right there with us.
You're saying he stutters a lot like Ice. Man, but come on. I mean, listen, this is a total different situation here. He's trying to find a missing elderly woman with health issues. I don't think it's comparable to Ice, folks. I think that's kind of unfair, honestly. But hey, you're welcome to your opinion, okay? By the way, we have Michelle here and everybody else coming in from Popcorn Planet. I really, really appreciate it. Folks, we have an update. I just want to say thank you to everybody coming from Popcorn Planet. Hit that one if you're coming from there. Hit that one if you're coming from Popcorn Planet, please. Let me know what country, city, or state you're watching from. This is Nerd Report. We're covering the Nancy Guthrie abduction. Okay, feds have arrested a man who allegedly texts family about Bitcoin. Now, this is unfortunately, again, this is not. Thank you for sending a message. Again, this is not someone who abducted her or allegedly abducted her. This seems to be a man who sent a Bitcoin ransom, you know, like, hey, pay me this amount of money. And my thing is, how is he going to get away with that? Everything digital, man. I feel like, have you all ever talked about something in your living room and then that topic shows up in your phone? I feel like we're connected to a database that knows everyone. So I don't understand how, someone could think they get away with sending a ransom note digitally, especially. That's weird, right? Scale of 1 to 10, how dumb is that? By the way, I want to thank Ann Rasmussen for the super chat. Hit the like and subscribe. She says, thanks again for supporting Nerd Report. You could support the channel via becoming a member. You could send in a super sticker or a super chat. That'd be amazing. Also, mods, feel free to share the PayPal link. That's the best way to support little old me. This is Nerd Report. I'm trying to get you the most and best coverage I can. I'm trying to be honest. Before I jump to conclusions, I want to or report what people say that's unverified. Like, for example, there was a suspect's name floating around. I did not mention that name out of respect for that person, because we don't know if that person's guilty of anything. And of course, once you mention someone's name and in something like this, there's always going to be a portion of the community that thinks that person's guilty, even though they clear their name. That's just the way it is. It is a weird phenomena. So I'm trying to be as responsible. If you like responsible reporting, Nerd Report is for you. If you want me to make up shit, I'm not a good liar. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just not a good liar. And everything. If you want liars, then this is not the channel for you. I hate to say it. Okay. So, well, actually I'm proud to say it, but let's continue with this, because there has been an update via press conference. The sheriff is speaking. I think he does talk about this arrest. He's optimistic that Nancy is alive, folks. What do you guys think?
Sharing every piece of information, all the data we can to get this thing solved. And it's important that my partners in law enforcement know and understand their roles, because it is very large, complex investigation with a lot of moving parts. And we're at that phase now where sometimes we're waiting, right? We're waiting for analysis. We're waiting for lab reports. But even then, when they come back quickly, for example, some DNA, we rushed what we thought was the best target for DNA. We did a rush through and got some of that back. The results were minimal. I think you all know of the blood on the porch. That was one we did. It came back to Nancy.
Okay, so that's big. That's big. That the blood being Nancy's. All right, because I actually thought that it may have been the intruders, right? So if the blood's in the front of the house, that means she was pulled out. Cindy, thank you. Cindy DJ Love, thank you for being a member, becoming a member. So I think this is a big revelation that the blood has come back to be Nancy's, if you ask me. Also, don't forget that yesterday I reported that there was a huge police presence back in the Arizona home. All right, Nancy's Arizona home. But prior to that, it seemed like anyone was allowed to approach the home and walk around and take pictures. So the big question, and I think a legitimate question, was the crime scene contaminated? You know what I mean? Was the crime scene contaminated? What do you guys think? Since now the cops went back, or the investigators went back to look upon it.
That's what we know. But there's still more items that have been submitted. We just haven't got them back yet. But in the meantime, we're not just sitting on our haunches waiting. We do have a number of leads coming in, and that's why we brought in the FBI for one, but PCRIT as well, to be able to get out there and handle these leads as they come in as quickly and as expeditiously as we can. And every single lead is looked at, every one of them.
So that is interesting. At the same time, they're acting like they don't know much. They're acting like they don't know much, and they're acting almost to a certain point like some people may look at this and say, man, they're really incompetent. They don't know what they're doing. But I think they know more than they're letting on, honestly, folks. And it's probably part of the game. So I want to thank also Lisa Boo. Thank you for that very generous PayPal, kicking ass. Thank you so much, Lisa Boo, for that support. We also had Ann Rasmussen supporting. We had Cindy DJ Love supporting, and of course the lovely Shelly for supporting and everything. Thank you so much for that support. Hearts for all of you, and especially you who are pressing the like button and everything like that.
So we're gearing up. You probably have some questions about what you've seen in the last couple of days. I'll gladly answer those at that time. But it really is about getting our partners out there. To be fair, when we went to that scene the first night, Saturday night, it was just us. Since then, the FBI and others have asked, can we go and see it as well? And that's what you've been seeing. But it is a very important case to not just me and my team, but this entire community, all of our law enforcement partners. Suspects. I know there's been a lot out there about suspects.
He's talking about the suspects right now.
And I want to be very clear. At this time, we have not identified a suspect or a person of interest in this case. We are working our best to do that. But to be clear, we have nobody of interest or any suspects that you would consider a prime suspect.
Man, do you think they don't have a prime suspect? Folks, let me know in the comments, man. That's one thing I can't believe it, right? But I mean, yeah, I can't believe. Do you all think there's no prime suspect? By the way, I am gonna update you all again. I know a lot of you are just coming in. real quick. I'm going to do a quick update of everything so far that has transpired during this live and everything. But before I get to that, I just want to remind everybody that, man, I'm working 24 hours a day trying to update you all on this case and other dates and other cases and other things. And if you look at the channel, there's a lot of videos you all are missing on because we're only allowed like 3 updates a day or 2 updates a day. But there are other things that are breaking news that I make videos. That being said, I'm tired as F. If you want to support coffee, because the coffee keeps me going, there's a coffee goal with super chats on right now. If you guys want to get into the coffee goal, you have about half an hour to get me to that goal. Thank you very much, Michelle, for reminding me about that. So Cuban coffee, it's the goal's set right there. What we need a few super chats, and then that will go to coffee.
We're just not there.
So as far as updates are concerned, there is an arrest allegedly of the person allegedly who sent in a ransom note and stuff. Unfortunately, nothing to do with the kidnapping, or maybe we're going to look into that and maybe it's done by now. I don't know. But and also this press conference from earlier today, I think a big revelation is that it was actually Nancy's blood on the porch. That is crazy. And I also thought, folks, if you're following this, I thought it was crazy that people were videotaping the porch full of blood in front of Nancy's home. Was that weird? And then for them to come back and make it a crime scene all of a sudden, it's weird.
We're not there yet. The timeline, I think we've got it on the board, do we not? This is a timeline that we have been able to develop with some of the things that we've had processed. Various pieces of electronics that we've gathered. And you look at some of this, and I know you're going to say, well, why did it take you so long to get this to us, Sheriff? Well, because one thing, it's got to go out and be processed.
All right, here's a timeline.
And
timeline.
That stuff comes back to us. And like you, we have questions. And we say, wait a minute, what is this about? What about this? Could it be that? And so it's sent back or it's sent somewhere else. So, and that's happening with all of the things we see, that process, that review, and that questioning of, all right, what is it we're looking at? So I'll go over it with you. You can see it on the board there, but at about 5:32 p.m., these are approximate times.
All right, if you guys, how's the audio with this guy? If you can't hear it that well, I will repeat what his timeline is so that it's clear. But before I get to that, I want to thank a few of you all for the super chat on PayPal for the coffee. We got Ann Rasmussen, thank you very much. Cindy DJ Love, of course, great name by the way. Thank you for the coverage. Wendy, hearts for you. And Michelle's in the house. Smash that button. Smash that like button. Subscribe. Thanks for all your hard work. You're welcome. I've been talking to Michelle. She helps Popcorn Planet a lot. Let's get some hearts for her. She's been helping. She actually reminds me of a lot of things and is looking out. So I really appreciate you doing that, Michelle, because I know you don't have to and you're busy with popcorn and everything. Then we got Shelly in the house having espresso. Yes, we're almost at that coffee goal, folks. So do me a favor. Hit that. Keep going with the super chat. I need some coffee to get you the best coverage, man. I just see myself waking up in the middle of the night, 3 a.m. in the morning, saying they found Nancy. They found. That's what I want. I do. Why are people caring about this case so much? Is because we could all relate, man. We could all relate to having a parent, and this is terrifying. Okay, this is just effing terrifying. And stuff, and it's not just about like, oh, because I saw some people saying, oh, they're just giving her coverage because she's popular and stuff. I think it's relatable. All right, it's relatable. We all have parents, and this is like the worst case fucking scenario. I'm sorry to use that word, but our elderly, don't fuck with our kids and don't fuck with the elderly, man. Don't fuck with them, man. An attack on any of those two groups is an attack on all. If you guys agree with me, hit that one.
32 p.m. Nancy travels to her local family's home for dinner and playing games with the family. Just visiting. At 9:48 p.m., which is very consistent to what we were told by the family, that Nancy was dropped off at home, and we know that.
What time was she dropped off? Okay.
Like you, we have questions, and we say, "Wait a minute, what is this about? What about this? Could it be that?" And so it's sent back, or it's sent somewhere else. So, and that's happening with all of the things we see. That process, that review, and that questioning of, all right, what is it we're looking at? So I'll go over it with you. You can see it on the board there, but at about 5:32 p.m., these are approximate times. 5:32 p.m., Nancy travels to her local family's home for dinner and playing games with the family.
Okay, so
visiting. At 9:48 p.m., which is very consistent to what we were told by the family, that Nancy was dropped off at home. And we know that because we have a garage.
Nancy was dropped off at her home at 9:48, 9:45. That's fucking late, man. Is that late? That's kind of late. But again, the sheriff's being very specific that it is normal for them to do that. But man, I don't know about you. I can't hang 9:48, right? That is weird. So, are we supposed to think the house is completely empty at this point? Empty house. She's dropped off into an empty house. Is that what's going on here? By the way, Jackie, thank you so much for that super chat. We're almost at our goal, man. Coffee goes almost here. Emily, don't mess with the kids or elderly or animals. Yes, 100%. 100%. An attack. You know what? This is 2026. We got to start doing this. An attack on anyone is an attack on all. I just think, and man, it's so complicated nowadays, man. There's so many complications and stuff. So life is fucking complicated, man. It's complicated. But physical attack on one, do not allow that on anyone, man. Do not allow that on anyone. I don't care what they say or anything or how old they are or anything. All right. An attack on one is an attack on the human race. Fuck that. That's my new motto, man. That's my new motto. Emily, thank you for that. Whoever stole the antidepressant, I hope you're happy now. Oh, wait, yours? They stole your antidepressant? Are you okay, Ann Rasmussen? Are you okay, Ann? That's bull. See, people are fucking so stupid, stealing other people's medication, man. Right? I'm sorry that happened, man. I wish I could help you. Yeah, sorry about that, Ann Rasmussen. Ann Rasmussen always has a great joke to cheer everyone on Nerd Report up, and it's a shame someone's going to take away your antidepressant. So when you're depressed, we're depressed. Hearts for Ann Rasmussen right now in the chat.
Door open at approximately, I can't stress that enough, at approximately 9:48 p.m.
9:48 dropped off.
At 9:50 p.m.,
9:50.
that garage door closes.
9:50, the garage door closes.
Nancy's home and probably going to bed.
Okay. She's
Sunday
at
morning,
home.
early morning at 1:47 a.m., the doorbell camera disconnects.
What?
And probably going to bed. Sunday morning, early morning at 1:47 a.m.
1:47 a.m., at least according to what I see here being reported. 1:47 a.m., Saturday night, Sunday morning. All right. Some people get confused when you say, the time. So it's, I guess it's Sunday morning, Saturday night, right? I'm even getting confused. Let's see what he says here. I think the cameras turn off.
PM. At 9:50 p.m., that garage door closes. Because that time we assume that Nancy's home and probably going to bed. Sunday morning, early morning at 1:47 a.m., the doorbell camera disconnects.
Yeah.
At 2:12 a.m., software detects a person on a camera.
What?
There's no video of
Hold
that
on a second.
PM. At 9:50 p.m., that garage door closed.
Okay, folks, this is crazy. Hold on.
With
Sorry
exact time
about
assuming
rewinding
that
it.
Nancy's home and probably going to bed. Sunday morning, early morning at 1:47 a.m., the doorbell camera disconnects. At 2:12 a.m., software.
So like almost 20 minutes, software detects a person. So after the camera disconnects, there may have been someone roaming inside her home. So, all right. So approximately 1:47 a.m. to 2:12 a.m. How many minutes is that? At least 25 minutes. That's when it detects it detects a person inside, but it doesn't really take video, I don't think, because she wasn't paying for that how it is when it videotapes someone and then it uploads it to the cloud or whatever. Which means, did that person know that? Or were they masked?
Detects a person on a camera, but there's no video available. They had no subscription, and therefore it would rewrite itself. It just kind of loops, right, and covers up. That's what our analysis teams have told us. We're not done with that. We'll do all we can, but that's what it says. So,
Not to hate on anyone, but I feel like every YouTube channel is just repeating the same thing over and over. Well, I mean, we could only go with as a YouTube channel. I get your frustration, but we could only go with what the news that is given to the public. And I feel like a lot of people know that YouTube channels, or when people are reporting on a topic, there's only a certain amount of information available. So people start making up shit to be different. But that's all we could go with, man. But as far as I'm concerned here on Nerd Report, I'm hoping that what I do different here is have your opinion involved, get you all a little bit more involved. And though I do go, hey man, like if you could contribute to the channel somehow, with a super chat, that's great. We do need financial support. I will highlight your comments even without a super chat. Catch my drift? I'll look at your stuff, just for being here. It's not a super chat's not required, right?
Detects a person on camera. Could that be an animal? I imagine that's possible. We don't know that. We just have no video.
There's no video. So it detected video, but they don't know what it is. Could it be an animal?
I'm giving up on that. 228. Nancy's pacemaker app shows that it was a disconnect from the phone.
No worries, brother.
And at 11:56 a.m., the family checks on Nancy, discovers her missing, and at 12:03 p.m., 911 is called in to the Pima County Sheriff's Department.
12:03, they called the 911. Okay.
I believe it's about approximately 10 minutes later, 12 minutes later, our patrol teams arrive. They see the scene, and we start our response with our search and rescue teams and our detectives from homicide and various units. In fact, every unit here, I think somebody questioned, how come there's an ICAC member out here or this member? Everybody in our criminal investigations team is a part of this team and part of this investigative effort. I think with that, let me make sure.
And I want to thank Los Fed. I cannot pronounce it. Los Fede. I just want to say thank you for that support with that super chat. It's very generous of you. I just don't know what the name says. Los I'm sorry. I apologize, but welcome to the show. And Jackie, thank you. I love you, Lewis, and channel. It's great. I really enjoy your content. Um, so thanks, hon. Hey, thank you for being here. Thanks for being here. No report Rose. Hey, you know what I always say? Okay, let's see what your name is. Los Federales. Los Federales. You know, I'll say this. Like a lot of Spanish speakers, we could roll the R. Like, I cannot roll the R with shit, man. I can't. Federales. It's hard for me to say it. I can say federals, but yeah. Hey, thank you so much for the support. So we're going through the timeline that was revealed here on the presser.
I want to clarify some things that I may have already done, but yeah, I've gone over with the blood at the front door, the doorbell camera. It was removed. We know that, but we're not confirming that any cameras were smashed or destroyed around the house. I don't know where that came from, but that's something we're not confirming. The car, the car that was at the home, it's just standard investigative practices.
Folks, we actually need one more super chat to reach the goal. Like one more super chat to reach the goal. That's insane. Thank you. I didn't think I was going to make a goal. Sometimes I don't feel appreciated, but I know you guys do. D-Nice, thank you so much for that super chat. I'm currently caring for multiple relatives around her age. I would absolutely lose my mind if one was abducted. This is so effed. Absolutely, D-Nice. And just hearing about that, I think a lot of people picture their own family being in a situation like this. And that's why it has resonated to so many people. And what's really scary also is that Savannah Guthrie is a very popular and very popular, and I would say powerful person as far as like having resources to be safer than most of us. And if that happens to her, man, whew, I get it. It's bad. I got back in for coffee. Thank you, Gutter Girl, for that share. Arizona in the house. Actually, are you near this, where this happened, folks? Are Gutter Girl, are you near where this is happening? Thanks for the support there. And Rasmussen with 10 super chats, 10 memberships. Now, I want everybody to give all the supporters hearts, please, right now. Give them a heart, please. Thank you.
It's part of the search warrant scene, court orders. We pull it out of there and do our scene processing with the vehicle. That was at the home. It's just standard investigative practices. It's part of the search warrant scene, court orders. We pull it out of there and do our scene processing with the vehicle. Uber. We did speak to a driver because Nancy, we learned, had been taken the Uber to the family residence, the daughter, for dinner. And we located that driver and spoke with them and got that information. The house, you guys got this, I think, conducting follow-up. I think you said somebody had mentioned that they saw a team out there again last night or yesterday, and that's just, again, what I was talking about before. Our partners wanted a chance to see it and examine things themselves, and more importantly, it's just we're constantly following up on things and go, hey, what about this? So we want to go back and check on some things. Oh, here's the other thing.
Could you all hear him okay?
Someone had mentioned there was forced entry. I have no clue where that comes from.
All right, so forced entry is not a thing, according to him. Someone reported forced entry, and that's not a thing. Why would he admit or not admit to that? That's kind of weird. So if there's no forced entry, Is it someone that knew her? I don't know. Lori, and thank you for that gifted membership. Thank you so much for gifting a membership. Hearts for everybody here. Major support. Thank you so much, folks. I'm busting my ass here, getting the best coverage I can, and also I don't want to add to it like BS on top of it. That's just not what we do here. I do want to let you know that we're always updating, and a big deal to me is I want to come on here and my next video to be Nancy Guthrie has been found alive. That's what I want to report to you all. Hit the subscribe, hit the notification, maybe with thoughts and prayers and positive energy. I come on here and the next video will be Nancy Guthrie found alive and well. Who wants that? Hit that one. I know you all want that. By the way, folks, real quick, since some people are not getting their, let me see if it's in here. Some people are not receiving notifications and stuff. I want to encourage everybody to join our Patreon. The Patreon, we have a free version of the Patreon. And what's going to happen there? It's free. Join the free. There's a paid option, but join the free one so you could get notified, because what I'll do is I'll add links to that. There's also going to be exclusive videos added pretty soon. Exclusive videos on our Patreon. Let's get at least one new Patreon today, folks. Over there. Join the Patreon. I know a lot of you are still there, are already there. I appreciate you, but if you're not, free Patreon in the comments, hit the link. Patreon.com/Nerd Report. Thank you.
We have been very consistent. We are not discussing that at all. Whether it's forced entry or not forced entry, that is something we're just not discussing. So I don't know where
they're not discussing whether it's forced or not.
I think I am about done with my piece of this. I'm going to bring up here Heath Yankee, and I think you know him if you haven't been there. John Edwards is the assistant agent in charge with the FBI here at the Tucson office. Heath Yankee is the special agent in charge for the state of Arizona out of Phoenix, and he will come up and speak.
Thank you, Sheriff. Hello, I'm Heath Yankee, the special agent in charge of the FBI's Phoenix Division. First, I want to let the Guthrie family know that our hearts are heavy for them. After seeing your message last night, it is clear that you and your family are in pain. Please know that we are doing everything to bring your mother home. The FBI is now working this case jointly with the Pima County Sheriff's Department. And we're going to start today by announcing a $50,000 reward for information leading to the recovery of Nancy Guthrie.
$50,000?
Arrest and conviction of anyone involved in her disappearance. And this will be.
Are they that clueless to who did it that they have to say that there's a reward? And it seems like they don't know anything, folks.
The missing persons with the reward that will be going out. The FBI has agents, analysts, and professional staff employees working day and night with our partners at the Sheriff's Department. We have deployed additional intelligence and agents from our Phoenix office. We have brought in our critical incident response group from Quantico, Virginia. Members from our cellular analysis survey team are here, and they continue to collect and process digital information.
I believe the reward is for $50K, folks. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. People are asking.
We are actively reviewing and analyzing information from all digital sources, which includes banks, social media companies, phone companies, and any other organizations where a digital footprint could have been captured. All this information provides data points and helps put the picture together.
It's 25.
And we will be in the community continuing to conduct a thorough investigation with our partners. You heard about us out there last night. We will be back out there today. I would ask the media, give our
Yeah, some people say the rewards for 25, 50K. Well, do your own research, folks, with all this, because again, Sometimes I mishear or I misread.
Investigators the space to do their jobs while they're out there. Next, regarding the ransom letter. We are aware of a ransom letter that was sent to the local media.
Here we go.
And then to national outlets. As with every lead, we are taking it seriously. We are in communication with the family. And while we advise and recommend from a law enforcement perspective, any action taken on any ransom is ultimately decided by the family. Thank you about us out there last night. We will be back out there today.
Okay, so any action taken by the ransom, or for the ransom letter is up to the family. So Savannah Guthrie, that video she put out was not I would say it was not planned out with the authorities in mind. Is that what I got out of it?
I would ask the media, give our investigators the space to do their jobs while they're out there. Next, regarding the ransom letter.
Okay.
We are aware of a ransom letter that was sent to the local media and then to national outlets. As with every lead, we are taking it seriously. We are in communication with the family. And while we advise and recommend from a law enforcement perspective, any action taken on any ransom is ultimately decided by the family. Thank you to those in the community that have called in tips. For anyone out there that may have information, no matter how small you think it may be, please report it. You can do so by calling 1-800-CALL-FBI or online at tips.fbi.gov. My next message is to those imposters who are trying to take advantage and profit from this situation.
That is terrible.
We will investigate and ensure you are held accountable for your actions. We have made one arrest related to an imposter ransom demand, and a complaint will be presented to a magistrate judge later today. You will get more on that from the FBI and our U.S. Attorney's Office here in Arizona when it becomes available. To anyone that may be involved, do the right thing. This is an 84-year-old grandma. This is an 84-year-old grandma that needs vital medication for her well-being. You still have the time to do the right thing before this becomes a worse, much worse scenario for you. Please return Nancy home. Thank you.
So do you want to call me?
You can call them up.
Okay, so the first person we're going to start with the list is going to be NBC National, Liz Prince. Right here.
Can you walk us through that timeline from when you believe, if you look at this here, from 147 to 228, what you think happened there and what particular software would have detected somebody on camera?
Shelley says it really sucks that people feel they need to exploit the situation. And also, it really sucks that these people doing that, they're so dumb. I mean, seriously, you're going to send a ransom note like, hey, send me this payment. Here's my bank account number. And like, imagine how that phone call, hey, let's get them to send money to us. Okay, give me your bank account number. And then, they'll never figure out where we're at, right? They'll never figure out who you are. You know what I mean? I mean, how stupid could you be? You know what I mean? By the way, folks, the ransom letter, the deadline is 5 o'clock. What time is it in Arizona right now? Does anyone know? Because I'm thinking it's Arizona time. I'm thinking it's Arizona time. If it is Arizona time, that means the ransom letter, the threat timeline is in 50 minutes.
I don't. I know we know the software that was there. But I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm just not in the weeds. I know that. Think of your doorbell camera.
Okay, so it is 5:09 in Arizona. That means the deadline's done for the first one. So I'll check if there's any news on that. I know people are so stupid. It's like, hey, I kidnapped someone. PayPal me. It's like, bro, what is that? Grow up. Are you that stupid? PayPal me at this because I kidnapped someone. What were they thinking? You could see them with their twirling their mustache. And as my first trick, I will ask for $1 million via PayPal. Right? Am I missing something here? I don't think there's nothing more dangerous than a stupid person who thinks they're smart. That's the shit, man.
Somebody walks up, my wife's, if I walk up, she gets an alert, and it's usually something like that. A person's detected.
So to understand them, one, does that mean that it was about a 45-minute span that this suspect or suspects would have been on the property? And then also, does this essentially mean that you've cooperated with the tech companies and you can officially say that no surveillance video is available from the home?
We know that the tech company that we sent that camera off to, yes, they've said they've run out of ways to recover any video.
Okay, so they can't recover any video. So I'm guessing, folks, if you have a Blink, right, the one that Amazon sends, they literally give you like a month free, and then after you have to subscribe to actually record like people walking in front of your house, like the snippets. That's what I'm thinking they probably have, and she wasn't paying for it. She may have forgotten or something, you know.
Next person's going to be ABC News, Aaron Kapinski.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Was what 45 minutes?
Can we say it's about a 45-minute span that somebody would have been on the property then, from 147 to 220?
45
Yeah, I
minutes.
think those times speak for themselves, and it is about, like I say, those are approximates. So yes. I'm sorry. Who was next? Did you say?
Aaron Kapinski, ABC News.
Hi, Sheriff. Thanks very much. Is there information that you are purposefully withholding?
Is there information that you're purposely withholding? Let's see.
Active investigation that might be leading you in a particular direction?
You know, this is no different than any criminal investigation.
Yeah, the answer is yes.
Law enforcement has
That
conducted
means yes.
investigations since 1865 here in Pima County. We're always mindful of what it is that's in front of us and what we should release and can release. There's legal guidelines that guide us, but there's also strategy too. So, you know,
That was that was a stupid question. Shelley, you're right. I also saw a reporter that I'm not going to mention right now. It's a smart reporter that you all know and most of you love. But he kind of like, I'm not even going to say it, man. He kind of like, I'm going to say it right now, okay? Because I don't want the case to get goofy, but ruined in any which way. I don't want to amplify his voice, but he said something that like kind of messes up the case a little bit. I'll say it after she's found well, okay? It's not even a question they asked. They revealed something. It's like, why are you even sharing that, dude? Like, it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
Now that you are having such an injection of manpower from the Pima critical incident team and the FBI, it's slow to bring that in at the outset. Should all of these resources be brought to bear sooner?
I guess that you know, it's Monday morning quarterbacking. I do it all the time, so you have the opportunity to do it for me. I'll take that hit.
CBS News, Jonathan Migliotti.
Sheriff, over here, has there been any proof of life? And
has there been any proof of life, he said?
I'm going to anything to deal with the ransom notes and that I would defer to the FBI. But no, to my knowledge, we're still looking for Nancy.
And for my follow-up question, if I can speak with the special agent, what was it about this apparent ransom note that now 3
3 days on, you first haven't been able to validate, and second, it warranted informing the Guthries of its existence.
So the ransom note that was sent out there, obviously every lead in this case we are taking extremely serious.
But not
Given
everyone is presented to the family. Why this one?
because this was the ransom that came in and it had facts associated with a deadline, with a monetary value they were asking for. So at that point,
what were some of those facts, if you can, because there's been a lot of speculation, as you know, to set the record straight.
yeah, the ransom itself, one talked about an Apple Watch and one talked about a floodlight. We're not going to go into specifics. It's very important that we keep this investigation moving forward, and we don't want to put more facts out there that others then can use to try to profit from this.
Who else would know, who else would know about an
CNN,
Apple
next,
Watch?
Ed Lavandera.
Hey, Agent, I want to follow up with you real quick on that. There have been, as far as we know, I think 3 ransom notes so far, 1 arrest. Are they all different? Do you think there's different authors behind all of them, or?
So the one that went to the media is the one we were currently investigating and working on. The imposter that I talked about, where an arrest was made early this morning, that there will be more information. We believe there's no evidence to connect this.
So that's what the title of this video is. The imposter, I believe, is what they're talking about. The imposter is someone who sent in a random, a ransom note and has nothing to do with the case, which is like even dumber than actually sending a real ransom note. But you know what? I hope whoever is behind this continues to be dumb so they can get caught.
In
Right?
Nancy's case, it was someone that was trying to profit from it, a total imposter.
And Sheriff, you started off the press conference by saying you believe that Nancy is still out there. Do you have reason to believe that she's still out there alive, or are you fearful of the worst case scenario here, that she won't be found alive?
Well, I'm certainly fearful of that. I think we all are. But it is we operate from a position that until we know she's out there, she's alive, and we're going to continue thinking that way until we find her.
Fox Digital, Mike Reese.
Yeah, sir. Mike Orlowitz from Fox Digital. Sheriff, you said you've identified no suspects. Have you ruled out anyone she was with on Saturday night?
You know, we've talked to so many. I'm sure that my investigators.
Look, they're asking if they ruled out anyone she was with on Saturday night. I don't think they should. It's part of an investigation. But I don't think the fact that they ruled out, they haven't ruled out anyone, means they're guilty. I think, you have to investigate everyone, even if you think they're not guilty, right? Am I making sense there? So I don't know. They want to narrow it down to a certain person.
Have feelings about this one's clear or this one isn't, but no, I wouldn't say anybody's ruled out yet, because what if I rule you out and then later I learn something else? No.
So my follow-up, you mentioned that you don't know where the reporting of a forced entry came from. Do we know how whoever did this got into her house?
That I would not discuss with you anyway.
Honestly, I would not have held this press conference because I feel like it makes them look bad a little bit. Even though I think they're doing a good job behind the scenes, but the fact that they can't share information, people are just going to say, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, because he is, he can't really share stuff, man. I think mature people would understand if, everyone's a suspect, of course. So to go out there and then be asked questions and say, oh, we can't answer this or whatever, or making it seem like they don't know anything, like, just don't say anything. Don't have the press conference. I would just do a press release via written one on X or whatever, and just say, when there's stuff to report, we'll keep you updated, right? I know they don't want to taint the investigation. That's fine, and I know it's going to piss off people if they're not sharing information. But people gotta grow up and know that they're investigating. They don't want to taint it. Yeah, exactly. They can't talk about the actual. They can't talk about an active investigation, and I think smart people know that. That's just the way we know that. We all know that. But to go out there and like stumble and stutter and just makes him look bad. And I think the best thing they could do is say we can't talk about the active investigation right now. I think that would be awesome. I would actually like that more than coming out and giving us this.
Fox News, Paul Morrow.
Question for Agent Edwards, if I may. Agent Edwards, will Bureau be submitting the DNA for investigative genealogical investigation relative to maybe getting a relative, somebody if you will?
I would say the DNA aspect of this case is being handled by the Pima County Sheriff's Department right now. However, should we get to that point, yes, that would be an option for the FBI to assist.
And a quick follow-up, does the ransom note that you're working establish any communication protocols?
No, it does not. And that is what I think is important, that if someone has Nancy and is demanding the ransom, that there is communication with the family. We talked about has been no proof of life, and there was no other demands within that letter. So they're still waiting for communication.
ABC affiliates, Ashley Holden.
Right here, Ashley Holden. When you say the doorbell camera was disconnected, do you believe that camera was taken?
We do not have it in our possession. We've not located it.
And then a follow-up. I know that we've been hearing a lot about ransom notes. We're also hearing in that video that we put out by the Guthrie siblings, and I don't know if this is a question for the FBI or yourself, but the challenges of seeing an image and knowing that it's real. Could one of you address that? Has the family received correspondence?
Seeing an image and thinking it's real. I think Savannah alluded on that because she said they need proof that Nancy's alive. In the age of AI, man, people can't tell anymore, right?
Videos.
So we're not going to go into facts regarding this part of the investigation. I think part of that message was with AI these days, you can make videos that appear to be very real. So we can't just take a video and trust that is a proof of life these days because of the advancements in AI and trying to actually get a proof of life that we can verify. But we're not going to go into anything the family may or may not have received.
KOLD, Catherine Patterson.
So in regards to a timeline on that ransom note, is that being an impact in your investigation? Are we nearing that timeline?
I'm sorry, one more time.
So in regards to the timeline in the ransom note, are we nearing that timeline? And is that playing a part in the investigation?
We're not going to go again into specifics of that part of the investigation with the ransom note, other than what we've put out there. We've been transparent. We're talking about we are working that ransom demand, but we don't want to go anything further than that could impact.
By the way, I just want to say something real quick. There's a shitload of people, like a lot of people, watching Nerd Report on X right now. So shout out to everyone on X. All right, there's a lot of people, way more than the YT. So shout out to the people on X at NerdLecca. Okay, at NerdLecca is the X handle. There's a lot of you. Woof. I'm looking at the numbers. I'm going, what the hell? There's people talking over there. So thank you. Shout out to them.
The opportunity. So thank you.
Is there any additional physical evidence at the crime scene other than the technology that you guys are using for this timeline? Is there anything else that's helping you guys other than really the technology?
Well, I think I said on day one is that it's technology that's going to really help us solve this case. But no, I mean, we did do a process of that scene for biological evidence. So we're still hopeful that maybe something will show up there as well.
Arizona Republic, Richard Rella.
Agent Yankee, we saw on the scene, I believe it was you, taking a tripod into the home of the sister. How involved was the FBI, if at all, in creating the video? Any advice for the family?
I would say we use our expertise and provide consultation and advice anytime a family would ask for our advice in a kidnapping. It's ultimately the family's decision of what they put out and any messages they put out. But we were, obviously, you're all documenting every move we make. We were there last night in talking with the family. But every decision is theirs.
Right, that was a tripod and a ring light. And Sheriff Donovan, you said the blood was found on the porch and on the front stoop. Just wanted to verify that.
I say porch, front stoop. It's all in that same general area by the front door.
Front of the house.
Front door, yes.
What, given her medical condition and the fact that it was her blood, as you say, what would her medical condition do with her recovery if she indeed bled out or was bleeding when she left the house?
Well, again, I've got to be careful for HIPAA, but I would say this. We know she is in need of medication, daily medication. And we also know that this is day 4 or 5 and still we don't know that she's getting her medication. That could in itself prove fatal.
And for the,
No, that'll be
for
a
the
question.
rest of
For
the
KGUN News, we have Craig Smith and
I'll get
Athena.
that. I'll get that for you. I'll be there.
Craig?
Okay, guys, Athena.
Oh, okay.
Have you been in communication with anyone who you believe could be the kidnapper?
You know, it goes back to what we talked about. Nobody's eliminated, but we just really don't have enough to say, this is our suspect, this is our guy, we know, or our gal. We just don't know that. And it's really kind of reckless to report that someone is a suspect when they could very well be a victim. It just, I bring to you, to the media, I plead with you to be careful of what it is we put out there, because we don't have anybody here listed as a suspect, and you could actually be doing some damage to the case, but you can do some damage to that individual too. Social media is kind of an ugly world sometimes.
And how far out have you expanded your search?
You know, I would tell you this. Look, nothing's off the table. If we get a lead that there's somebody,
Thanks, Gunner Girl.
hey, you've got this over here or over here, we're going.
Yo, Gunner Girl, 6 years. What's up, Gunner Girl? Thanks for being a friend.
That will expand and expand and expand. I think the FBI, with their billboards, they're now planning to put those up at every state around here, at all of our neighboring states. So, we use you, the national media, the FBI with their national outreach to affect that for us. But as far as the actual investigation, naturally the scene is the primary, and we just keep spreading it out as we get more and more leads.
Court TV, Cody Thomas.
Hi there, Sheriff. Actually, my question is for Agent Yankee. You know, we saw Savannah Guthrie and her siblings' family put out that video last night on Instagram addressing, you know, the tragedy that it is, but also addressing the ransom letter saying they're ready to talk. My question is, did the FBI or any other agency help them craft that message to put out on social media?
Like I said to the previous question, we have an expertise when it comes to kidnappings. And when families want advice, consultation, expertise, we will provide that. But the ultimate decisions on what they say and how they put that out rests with the family itself.
And as far as suspects, I know we haven't identified one, but what type of suspect or suspects do we think we're dealing with here?
At this time, like the sheriff has said, there is no primary suspect identified, so it could run the gamut. So.
KPNX, Troy Hayden.
Are you actively investigating the son-in-law in this case? Well, there were reports earlier this week, and you refuted that. You said you haven't eliminated everybody. Have you eliminated him or come close to it, or are you actively looking at
Talk about the son-in-law.
We're actively looking at everybody we come across in this case. Everybody. We would be irresponsible if we didn't talk to everybody. The Uber driver, the gardener, the pool person, whoever. Everybody is so cliche, but everybody's still a suspect in our eyes. That's just how we look at things and think as cops. Does that mean we have a prime suspect? No, and the family's been very cooperative. They've done everything we've asked of them, and we want that relationship to continue. And sometimes people can be mean out there, and that can really harm us and harm our efforts.
Did you find blood anywhere else in the home besides the porch?
The only DNA evidence we've got back is on the porch. We prioritize things and we rush things, and those items we put out to a lab to rush it.
Thank you,
And
Shelley.
even then, it's 2, 3, 4 days. The other items could take 10 days, 20 days, but we saw the importance of that blood.
All right, just to update you all, because my thumbnail says person arrested. Yes, there is a person arrested. That is absolutely true. According to reports, and it is. If you guys could help explain to them in the comments, if you were here earlier, apparently, allegedly, that's a person who wrote a fake ransom note. Is that what it is? Yes, the person that sent the scammer note was arrested. All right, are they related to the situation, to the kidnapping? Probably not. All right, thank you, Shelley, for that. So I know people are. It's disappointing because people want to see. They want to see the person who may have kidnapped her arrested. Hit the like. Thank you so much, Lisa Boo, for that. Also, if you've been a member for a while, you get a free super chat thingy highlight, so make sure to take advantage of that. Yeah, thank you for explaining to the people that come in here. It's an imposter, correct. The imposter has been arrested. I don't know how, again, I don't know how they would think you could get away with that. All right. So, yeah.
It came back to Nancy.
So it was only there, it wasn't anywhere else in the house.
I don't know that. We processed the house for biological evidence, and we've not gotten anything back.
Newsmax, Sarah Williamson.
Hi there. My question is just piggybacking off our colleagues here about how far this search has gone. When it comes to doorbell cameras, you say technology plays a critical role in this. Have you been actively door knocking the neighbours and businesses and collecting those doorbell cameras? And is there anything that
I tried every fad diet that was out there.
I can't tell you whether things have come up or not, but we have door to door. I think we're still doing door to door. Not just in that.
Folks, stay tuned. We have an update. The Sun has posted a video. I'm going to get to the Sun's video right now. Also, Nancy Guthrie's kidnapping first ransom note deadline has passed. All right. So I'm reading this off the press right now. Sun makes a plea. I'm going to be showing that to you right now. So I think the Sun has spoken. Let me see what else we got right here. First deadline at 4 p.m. Pacific time Thursday. That's when millions of dollars in Bitcoins were due in exchange for Nancy's safe return. All right. So that's what they're reporting right now on TMZ. Today's host, Savannah Guthrie, uploaded a video of her brother saying the family has not gotten proof of Nancy's life. So they did not fill out the request. All right. So that's the latest. I will play that video if available. So stay tuned. Let me see if I actually have a link to it. No.
But other neighborhoods, just as leads come in and take us somewhere, we're going to do those things.
Okay, and just to follow up as well in regards to the video that was released by Nancy Guthrie's children last night, just to clarify, that was not coordinated with any law enforcement beforehand, and that you hadn't seen that video before it was released?
The FBI is handling all things with the ransom.
I think the answer was yes, we were there. The media was there. We can help coordinate, provide that consultation, but that is the family's decision of what they film and what they put out.
Roxanne, Justin Liu.
Agent Yankee, this one's for you. Following up on that video that was released yesterday, that ultimately.
Okay, I'm gonna cut this. You guys ready for breaking news here? Hit the like. Hit the like. Thank you so much for that support. All right, here we go. Where'd it go? All right, let me know if you can hear it. This is family of Nancy Guthrie releases new video statement pleading for alleged kidnapper to make contact and provide proof of life. All right, so I think this is her son. Breaking news here, Nerd Report.
This is Cameron Guthrie. I'm speaking for the Guthrie family.
Could you guys hear that?
This is Cameron Guthrie. I'm speaking for the Guthrie family. Whoever is out there holding our mother, we want to hear from you. We haven't heard anything directly. We need you to reach out, and we need a way to communicate with you so we can move forward. But first, we have to know that you have our mom. We want to talk to you, and we are waiting for contact. This is Cameron Guthrie. I'm speaking for the...
All right, so this comes in as right now. It just broke in there, folks. So we got it. We're on it. This comes in as the deadline for the one of the ransom notes allegedly has ended. So it's passed. Here we go. The son, not the son-in-law. I apologize for that. That's the brother of Savannah Guthrie, okay?
This is Cameron Guthrie. I'm speaking for the Guthrie family. Whoever is out there holding our mother, we want to hear from you. We haven't heard anything directly. We need you to reach out, and we need a way to communicate with you so we can move forward. But first, we have to know that you have our mom. We want to talk to you, and we are waiting for contact. This is Cameron Guthrie. I'm speaking for the Guthrie.
I have something to tell you. I'm going to tell you, man, there's some shit happening here, man. There's some fourth dimensional chess playing here. Something is weird. Something's weird, man. This is going to make I never seen anything like this. The mannerisms, the movements of everything here is so fun. It's so weird. We're seeing a fourth dimensional chess match being played out in real life, I think. Is this crazy or what? No, this is not AI. At least I don't think so, right? There's some crazy shit, man. Do you all agree?
This is Cameron Guthrie. I'm speaking for the Guthrie family. Whoever is out there holding our mother, we want to hear from you. We haven't heard anything directly. We need you to reach out, and we need a way to communicate with you so we can move forward. But first, we have to know that you have our mom. We want to talk to you, and we are waiting for contact. This is Cameron Guthrie. I'm speaking for the Guthrie family. Whoever is out there holding our mother, we want to hear from you. We haven't heard anything directly. We need you to reach out.
It's like, why do you have to read that out, though? I don't know, man. That's crazy.
Further action is decided on by the family. Since then, have they expressed any more interest in more efforts to try and get in contact with who is behind the ransom letter? And do you have a crisis or any sort of hostage negotiator with your team for that type of situation if it moves forward?
So the two parts of that question I think it's pretty clear. The family wants to be contacted. They know time is of the essence. And if those that may have Nancy are watching this, the family is ready to talk, get proof of life, because there has been no contact after that ransom note went to the media. For your second question, yes, we have crisis negotiators. That is part of our team here locally, along with the personnel we brought in from Quantico, and they will be part of it. But we're not going to go beyond that of any specifics.
Sheriff Nanos, taking down the crime scene perimeter after Monday's investigation and really opening access to that property to everyone else, was that something you would do differently looking back, knowing that, federal authorities also conducted a search yesterday? Would you have kept that perimeter up, knowing that?
Monday morning quarterback, I probably would have, but I'll say this. We processed the scene. We got what we thought was complete. My team did that. I have to have all the faith and trust in their abilities and their skills, and I think they went through that pretty well. But because another agency now steps in and wants to assist, we're just like with you, we're an open book. Absolutely. How can we help? One of the things people don't see, I heard your question about, and we left and then others can walk up. When we process a scene and we're done, we return that scene to in this case, the homeowners, the family. And we don't just go march back in there. We call the family again and get permissions to go.
Just a heads up, the person arrested is a fake, allegedly a fake ransom note person, okay?
Back to the home. So, yeah, there's, again, Monday morning quarterback, absolutely. I probably could have held off on that. We knew that the FBI, we've worked with them before in a lot of cases, and we felt like they could be of help in this with particularly the forensic analysis we use in a number of things. But at the start of this thing, we weren't sure what we had. And as the day progressed, we realized that there could be more to this. And we started in that. Remember, it was a search and rescue mission the first few hours. And we transitioned that over to a criminal investigation. With that, brought in our partners from the FBI and others.
Have you heard from President Trump?
Univision, Claudia.
I was actually going to ask about that. We saw the message yesterday.
Are you next?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you next?
Following up on that, we saw the message from the president yesterday. Have you personally received any communication from him or?
No, and I wouldn't expect that. He too is a busy man, right? And I would say this: we thank him for him opening up his entire law enforcement team, as was put out yesterday. And we know, I know my local reporters here know we've always worked well with all of our partners in law enforcement. Maybe it's something unique.
Yeah, exactly. They did not link it to PayPal, but I mean, how dumb could you get a ransom note? Come on, man. You know what I mean?
To Southern Arizona, and the rest of the country doesn't see that. But
they're probably wondering, how did I get caught? How did I get caught?
Isn't new for us. We've done this. Gabby Giffords, I headed up that investigation many years ago, and we worked side by side. Could not have got things done if we weren't with the FBI on that.
And just the other question, this being a border state, have you guys had any communication with Mexican authorities?
I have not.
Oh, man. That's one thing I was thinking, a good question. Have you had any communication with Mexican authorities? What if they crossed the border, man? Oof.
I work closely with the Mexican consulate, as other consulates, being the sheriff, but no, I've not heard from them.
Arizona, Univision, Madrid. Hi, Sheriff. My question is, do you know, it's a two-part question, do you know what medication Nancy uses? And have you checked the local pharmacies and pharmacies around the state where they thought her state does medication to keep her alive, keep her healthy, while still looking for her?
So we do know what medications, and we have contacted pharmacies. Probably need to go back to just make sure that they didn't. Maybe we contacted them early on. I know that night, Sunday night, Saturday night, Sunday morning. I know we were doing all the hospital checks, and that check was continuous every hour, going back out and physically in person. Deputies were going to each local area hospital and asking them to check their logs.
My second question here is, I know you're looking for her in Pima County. Are you looking for her across the state now? And so, if there's a particular area that you're focusing on right now?
Well, we're looking for her everywhere, right? The FBI just made an arrest on a tip that we got that we thought there could be something here. There's
the FBI made an arrest on a tip they got. Does that have anything to do with the ransom note? That's weird. It's a weird way you said that.
So, if there's a particular area that you're focusing on right now?
Well, we're looking for her everywhere, right? The FBI just made an arrest on a tip that we got that we thought there could be something here. There's it's statewide. The billboards are going to be out there across the country. We take the leads from everywhere, and where those leads take us, we'll get there.
MS now, Alex Talbot.
Agent Yankee, do you have any reason to believe that Nancy Guthrie may be being held outside of the country? Is that something that you've rolled out at this point?
We don't have any of that information. We haven't ruled anything out. Like the sheriff said, we will follow the facts wherever they take us, whether it is outside of the state of Arizona or over the border. We will follow the facts and go there. But we have no indication anything over the Mexican border.
And you mentioned on the ransom note there were details about the Apple Watch and the floodlight.
Yep.
The ransom notes that were sent out to TMZ, KGUN, and KOLD, are they all the same?
Michelle Marble, thank you for becoming a member. Folks, you can support the channel by becoming a member, sending in a super chat, super sticker, or just hitting the like and subscribing. Let's do it. Also, a good way to do it. Support the channel is PayPal. Thank you. Welcome in. That's the thing. He said someone got arrested on a tip, but he didn't say the imposter that in that moment. Maybe that's who he's talking about.
Ransom note, do they contain the same details in each of those individual ransom notes?
The ones that I am tracking and aware of were the same. That went to TMZ also.
News Nation, Brian Enton.
Agent Yankee, sorry.
Yes.
When did the first ransom note arrive? And the reason I ask is because the Apple Watch has been in the news and on social media, and you can see like floodlights on video. So was it before those things were out in the world?
I don't have the specific time frame as I said here today of what time it came in, but that you are right. Anyone could see a floodlight hanging down, could have seen some of those things. The watch has been talked about, so that timing is tricky, but that's why we're taking it serious no matter what and following the leads on that. But I don't have the time frame that the first note came in as I sit here today. Thank you.
And my follow-up is for the sheriff. In the house, were there any signs that someone tried to clean up or maybe destroy evidence?
I can't talk about the crime scene, so I'll give you another shot, another question.
My other question is, I heard the agent say that it was a joint investigation now. At the other press conference, the FBI said they were assisting. Is it joint now? Are both agencies in charge now?
Look, there's no ego here. We in this part of the country, we'll take anybody's help. It's not about who's in charge. From day one, when we contacted the FBI, they were that gracious to say, whatever you need. And so that's really it. And they're great partners, just as my other local law enforcement brethren. I didn't even have to ask. That's what's really amazing. I haven't had to call anybody. They've called me. Sheriff, what do you need?
Arizona's family, Brianna Whitney.
Sure. I know you had the crime scene process. You said you were back out there. Your partners wanted to see it, but you guys were actively taking out evidence yesterday. Was there something you missed the first time, or did you get a new piece of information that led you to believe you needed to go back out and take more than you had that first day?
I know that we get information that will come, and this is just any crime scene that we look at. We may go out to a crime scene and think we've got it all, go analyze the evidence, and something comes back and says, hey, did you check this? We're not going to just say, oops, and not go. Absolutely. In this instance, it really was the FBI just wanted to go, hey, can we take a look at it?
Are you worried about that being contaminated at all because there was people in that?
I'll let the courts worry about that. We will certainly be open to the courts of anything that's been removed from that house, and we follow the rules of laws. We get court orders and go back and reapply for another warrant if need be. All of those things we're very careful of.
Arizona Public Media, Lynn Boyd.
Ellen Boyd over here. In that news release yesterday, there was a report of a trespasser. Has the Guthrie family?
There was a report of a trespasser also.
Threats, whether it was trespassing, social media threats, anything of that nature.
I am not aware of any of that. I know that we, as with any case, again, we would look at all of the background of calls to those families or their residents and see if there's anything there, or even in that neighborhood. Those things have been looked at. I don't know of anything that was reported in even the last 30 days or 60. Nobody's come to me and said, hey, next door you had a burglary.
Follow up for the neighborhood where these home cameras. Can you give any more details on that trespassing incident?
I don't have them.
Telemundo, Jesus Gonzalez.
For the API, I just have a question. Can we confirm if the API director is coming to for investigation?
Yes, Director Patel is being briefed several times a day on this investigation back in DC. He does have a trip scheduled to Tucson that was pre-scheduled before this, but he is receiving consistent and constant updates from our team here.
He's coming today?
He is not coming today.
And before you go to the next one, I know you may have had a follow-up question, but I think I overstepped you. So if you wanted to ask, I'll give you that opportunity.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
Thank you. At what point do you deem the ransomware not credible if there is no communication that follows up since you received it? Like, what's that timeline where you say, no proof of life, there's no more, this isn't credible?
I think we start to look at what the deadlines were in the note. First, I think was 5 o'clock today, and then it had a second deadline after that. So we are continuing in a normal kidnapping case. There would be contact by now, trying to discuss that. But those are the timeframes we are looking at as we move forward.
Are you able to say that second deadline that was given?
I don't have that with me right now. So.
Sorry about that. Entertainment Tonight, Denny Directo.
Yes, my question actually is for Agent Yankee. There was a report that said the ransom came from an email that the FBI was actually looking into that IP address. Any updates on that?
Nothing that I can release. Thank you.
And also, there's also conflicting reports about who was the last person to actually see Nancy and drive her home. We know she took an Uber to Annie's house, but can you confirm whether it was Annie or her son-in-law?
Remember what it felt like to be a little kid?
I think the
Stores or
timeline that the
playground.
sheriff provided was a family member, but
Just family. We're going to go with family.
Record TV, Vandry Fiera.
We are professionals, so we're not familiar with the area, so we think that is a remote area. So my question is, why is it so hard to track a car or something suspicious that have passed through the area at that time? How difficult it is? There's probably cameras around or something.
Yeah, you're talking about the challenges we face in some of being in a rural area like this. Those are challenges we face all the time. We'd love it to have all the cameras in what we would consider a more urban nature type area. But once you get out into the community, that's not the only part of Tucson that is that way. And we just find ways to overcome those challenges. We don't just disregard it. We still look at ways to find for example, ring cameras that might catch just a piece of something goes by. It doesn't catch the whole car. Those kinds of things. We don't give up. We still go out.
But not at least a car that came
I-
out
I-
at midnight.
I
Far
can't.
away. I mean, like miles from the house.
We have cameras all over, and those things are being reviewed.
Arizona Republic, Richard Ramos.
I'm a different person.
Did he get two?
It's the second one.
Was that you?
Oh, sorry.
No.
We all right. All right. Thank you guys for keeping us honest. No, you already asked your question, so we're gonna go to the New York Times. And I apologize for getting your name wrong here, Reese. Evo?
No, you're close.
Evo.
Hi.
The 212, the camera that detected movement at 212, was that a different camera than the one that was disconnected at 147, and where was it pointed?
We don't know that. We don't know which camera that was. When we did the software, it just told us that a person was detected. But I'm unaware of which camera that was.
So there were multiple cameras, and you're not sure.
Sure. There were multiple cameras at the home.
And is there a possibility that this is not a ransom situation? And if so, what else could it be?
Your guess is as good as mine. I would say absolutely there's a possibility that this is nothing to do with the kidnapping. But we cover all angles. We're not going to dismiss something until we actually know for a fact that it's one way or the other.
People Magazine, we have Danielle Walker.
So
So I wanted a little more clarity to follow up on his. Is there anything more you can say? Was this actually targeted or not? Do you have any?
That's why we have the FBI to look at those areas where there may have been a target. Maybe it is a kidnapping. But no, we don't have anything to rule that out or to say it is.
And as far as the ransom notes, there was a part in there about Bitcoin. Are you looking into that now, investigating?
Yes, that's part of the investigation.
Can you go and elaborate any further if you found anything or if there's any ties or any suspects tied to that Bitcoin?
There is not at this time.
Associated Press, Joe, go in there. Just a follow-up to
You're Joe?
I'm sorry.
You're Joe?
Go in there.
Oh, I thought you said Joe. Okay.
Just to follow up to a prior question, you had said early in the investigation that authorities don't believe Nancy Guthrie was targeted. Why don't authorities think that Nancy Guthrie was targeted?
Who said that? Who said they didn't
You
think
said
she?
that early in the investigation.
Boy, if I said I absolutely misspoke. I've never thought she was or wasn't targeted. We've always believed that is certainly a possibility. I mean,
That she was targeted?
It'd be silly not to think that. Somebody disappears in the middle of the night out of their home. You can understand where I'm coming from. But no, if I said that, obviously I misspoke or maybe somebody misheard me. But I've never believed that she was or was not a target.
Is there anything more specific you can say about what you believe the motive to be for this kidnapping at this time?
Motive's always going to be a question, and we'll know more as we go what that motive is. But right now, my guess.
Folks, hit that one if you want me to continue covering this. Hit that one if you like my coverage.
Okay, so let's talk about that 5 p.m. You say 5 p.m. deadline today. Is that the deadline? Hopefully that's for the FBI. Can you just give us some sound on that? Because that's a big deal. That's within hours about that 5 p.m. deadline per the ransom note. And then what's supposed to happen after that?
Well, the ransom the deadline
The
passed.
ransom note that was distributed to the media did make a demand for 5 p.m. today. And if a transfer wasn't made, then I think a second demand was for next Monday.
What? Next Monday?
We're not going to go beyond that, but that was the ransom note the media received.
Did it indicate what would happen if they didn't need that ransom? Did they...
We're not going to go into those specifics. Thank you.
5 p.m. Eastern. I'm sorry. I know it's not Arizona. It's 5 p.m.
I don't.
It's 5 p.m.
And then, sorry about that. Inside Edition, Jim Murray.
Special Agent Milky, given the fact that the FBI participated in the creation of this family video, does that suggest your belief that the author or authors of that ransom note, in fact, have Nancy Guthrie?
Again, we are taking the ransom note serious, and we are following that part of the investigation.
And does the fact that there is a ransom note suggest to you that Nancy Guthrie was taken specifically because she's Savannah's mom?
There's nothing to indicate that.
Thank you guys so much for all of your questions.
All right, listen. Here's a problem. I'm updating this a lot. Unfortunately, you're not gonna get notified, so you have to search Nerd Report on YouTube to know if we have an update. I am gonna update. Hopefully, the next update will be a good news. I don't know. Hopefully, the next update will be good news. But please keep looking for Nerd Report. That's all I can say. We're going to raid into my buddy, the DJ Lab. Oh, you don't have to. Link is in the comments. You're going to be redirected to the DJ Lab right now. It's music on YouTube. All right, he's mixing right now. Let him know Lewis sent you and Nerd Report sent you. And also, he's from Canada, so we're helping out our Canada friends over there. And we'll keep you updated. Nerd out.